Okay, so last time we spoke, I think I told you that I was getting a nice steel bench together, but until then, this is what we're working with, which is this wooden bench, and but I did get a few new tools. One of those is this old clamp, which is fantastic. I'm going to use that one, and this brand new clamp, which is absolutely awesome and a lot easier to use than some of the other things I've been using in the past. So first off, what we're going to do is clamp that in here. So that's not quite right. We'll just get that tightened up a little, open it up, and clamp that down. Beauty, that's a good one. And I'll get the other one clamped and then we'll start cutting. The lights just went out. It's either a case of the lights just went out or it just became dark. Basically, I had to go and get a new drill bit because that last one wasn't working at all. So I got myself a new drill bit. Let's have another go at getting through this metal. Now I've been told, I'm trying to get through some steel, to take it slow. So that's what I'm going to try and do, and we are getting through it, but it looks like it might just take a bit of time. I've also been told that I may need to cool down the metal, but this is pretty thin stuff, so it should be right with this. I think it's only about 3mm. We are through, so I'll just... Done. So as you can see, I've got the two holes in there. They do need to be a little bit bigger, and the drill bit that I had before was blunt on the tip, but I can actually go back to that drill bit and actually widen out these holes before I use the angle grinder just to cut the difference between them. Maybe it's just really blunt. Don't know. I might just stop doing that, and I'll just grind between them, and I'll use a file to clean it up. That's not really getting through there. It's taking a long time. So one other thing that might be of interest is I'm going to actually start using one of these masks. I don't know if it's just under the house here or if it's because of the metal work that I'm doing, but what I have noticed is that my breathing has been a little heavy every time I do a session with the grinder. So I'm actually going to start wearing one of these masks when it makes sense to, and I will do that now. Alright, so mask, goggles or glasses, cutting disc on the grinder. It's got to be a little gentle because there's not a lot of space. The right way around. I'm going to go that way. See how I go with this. A doctor about to perform surgery. That's a little hot, so I might just spin around. So that's starting to make a bit of a rough job of it, actually. I might see if I can just knock out the rest of it with a hammer and maybe a chisel, because it's just about through. Hammer and chisel. Actually, I'll use the hammer. It's upstairs. Alright. Should be using the softer rubber hammer on the top of this but this will do for now. Down. Yeah. Push it down to the other side so it's just sticking out. Sticking out the other side, so I'll just grind it off, and then we should be good to go. I'll change my cutting wheel to a grinding wheel in just a moment, and I think we'll be just about finished. I'm going to cut the edges off because I want this piece to be a little rounded like this one is. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, flip that one over, and we can finish it off on the other side. And the other thing is I've got to put it into the vise, and obviously this is not the best bench to do it on, but put it into the vise and bend it over to be the same size as this. So I'm not sure if you can see that, but the metal's pushed through the other side. I've flipped it over, and we need to grind that back, and then we'll clean up these edges, and then we'll cut it through the center there, and then all we need to do is bend it to be very much like this one. You can see that's pretty rough, but that's the idea, that that will become that, and that will be the two attachments for either side of the forge. It's back on. So I'll cut that in just a sec. I'll just get a file, and I will bring some of it back, just because the grinder's a little bit too much. It seems to be just chopping into the work. So now the one thing that I did see from YouTube, and that's the idea that I keep looking at YouTube videos and then coming back, is that with the files, there's one way that it's actually got a cutting side, and that only goes one way. So if I'm to go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, it's really just wasting energy. If I just go in one direction like that, I get as much work done but with less energy. So that actually has worked quite well on that side. Just do a little bit more, and then I'll jump around the other side. Do this side too. Here's another interesting one. So what I need to be doing is having this bolt to go through this hole. All right. Currently it doesn't fit through that side, as you can see. I just use the file to grind back on this side, and so it does just fit. But I'm just going to need to use the file a little bit more just to shear off some of this inside, and then we should be good to go. It's actually working a lot better than I thought it would. I'll just grab the bolt. It's not great up that end, but I'll just take a little bit more off that end. Just caught my hand on the edge of that. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright. So that goes through. So time for me to chop off the end. That's what I'll do now, and then I can bend it. Okay, flipped it over. I can now see the line, which wasn't on the other side. Could have just drawn it on both sides, but I didn't. So Cutting disc again. Cut all the way through. Just scored that first. I don't know if it's 100% correct, but it does give me a cleaner thing to work with. A little bit warm, it's not hot though, and that's our piece. So I'll clean that up a little bit, and then we'll get to bending. Alright, so I've got my piece of metal in the vise. I need to pretty much achieve that sort of bend on it, so I've got it in there, fold it over, and then I'll have to play around with it a little bit to make sure it's the same. I'll just compare them as I go. Again, we're not on a good wooden, this is a loose wooden bench, so I'm working with what I've got. Okay. Loosen that off a bit. Come down a bit more. Just a little higher. There we are. Just about there. A few more whacks and I will be done. Righto, so there we have it. There's our two pieces, our two brackets, I guess, and they're going to go on either side of the drum forge, and we're going to have our pieces of sheet metal, which I'll grab one for you to look at. Got a piece of sheet metal. They're going to go on either side of the drum forge, one on this side, one on that side, so that we end up with a nice bit of space above the flue coming up to heat up all the coke and the charcoal. So I'm really looking forward to actually getting the forge going. So we're probably not too far off. Now that I've got these two pieces, what I'm going to have to do next is weld them to the back of these plates, like so. And then we're going to screw them down onto the drum forge, and that part will be ready to go. Then we just need to get the upflow pipe, or the flue of it, welded onto the bottom steel plate, connect our input valve, and that's just about it. So other than just making sure that the table that it's all going to sit on is going to be solid, and it's going to be all at the right height, we'll be pretty much ready to go. I've got to get a piece of sheet metal to, probably thin sort of sheet metal, to go into the table recess in there. We'll have to cut a hole in that, which will be a little bit of fun, but other than that we're pretty much good to go. So I'll probably show you as I weld on this. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it today. I don't think I will, but I'll catch that in the next video. So thanks so much for watching. We've got our two brackets done today, and we're on the path to getting this forge together. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.